Okay, everyone. Nice to be back. All right, so today we're gonna continue our lesson. So today gonna go from this character yin. We're gonna do one sentence. So this character yin. Originally, that means sigh or groan or chant. That's the original meaning. And so now then, usually it means, it also means recite, singing, compose, and sometimes also refer to poet, like 隐者. That means it means a poet. So literary translation, that means the person who recites poem. So that's the literal translation, and assuming that that's the poet himself. Okay, so it's a yin. Let's take a look at this character itself. And so this one with the mouse on the left, that's obvious because groan, recite, you have to use mouse. And then on the right hand side is the character jing. Jing, of course, is representing the sound. And so I think that's it. So you just remember that this is means groan, means recite, means sigh, means chant. Okay. Next one. Yong. Yong also means chant, sing. Now this one, the difference is that yin means groan. Okay, groan means that you get sometimes you're painful, you're groan, you just feel terrible that you're making those sounds. That's called a yin. But yong does not have that kind of meaning. Okay, but it means chant, singing. Okay, chant and singing, particularly. Or read aloud in tone, read aloud in a rhythmic fashion. So those called yong. Okay. So here it says narrate in poetic form. Okay, poetic form. Or yong also means singing the praise of. Okay, singing the praise of. It's called a yong. Let's look at this character. So this one, it has the mouse on the left-hand side, and then on the top, in the very old character, and on the right, and later on, is the character yong. Okay, yong, of course, it represents the sound, but also it means yong means long, means forever. So they use this character is because when you say yong, it means you reciting poems, you read aloud poems in a singing kind of form. So you kind of stretching each syllable, stretch out, make it longer. That kind of pronunciation, that kind of expression. Okay, it's called yong. So that's why they use this yong, means forever, means long, to represent this meaning. Okay. Next one. Bei. Bei. Now, bei is back of the body. Okay, back of the body or back of an object. Back of an object, or used as a verb. That means with the back towards something. Okay, just turn your back towards something. That's called a bei. That's used as a verb. Turn around. Okay, and also means that act contrary to or violate. For example, you 背着父母做了这个事情啊，that means that you are you're doing this thing in contrary of your parents' wishes. Okay, so that means that's what it means. Okay, and another meaning is recite from memory. It's called 背. Recite from memory called 背. So, and this is the meaning in the current context. Okay, recite from memory, and also means leave, like 背井离乡. 背井离乡, that means 背井, that means you are leaving the well. 乡 means your hometown, your country. 背井离乡, that basically means that you are forced to leave your hometown, leave your country, for a far away place. Okay, unlucky, also has a use this means 是背啊，今天真背啊，这就是 that means today I'm so unlucky. Okay, 背 also 听觉不灵so you don't have very good hearing, so that means 我耳背耳背. And so now combine all these meanings, you can kind of get a sense of this 背 what this means. So from the original meaning, which is back of the body, and then used as verb, that means turn back towards something. Okay, so that means you're against something, right? You're not following, but you're against. So therefore, that has all the rest of extend meanings, like you are acting contrary to somebody's wishes, violating, breaking, and leaving, or unlucky, or not good at hearing, all that stuff. Okay, let's take a look at this character itself. Now this one, you can see on the bottom there's a piece of meat. That means this is a body part. Back of body is a body part. And then on the top is 北. Okay, now 北, this character you can see is basically the picture is two person back to back. They're turn their back towards each other's back. Okay, so that's the picture. So 北 means 背. Okay, means and so why they use that to represent the back of the body? So basically use the two person, like turn their back towards each other. So that means that use that to emphasize back. Okay, emphasize back of my body. And then on the bottom use the use the meat to represent this is a body parts. So then it means back of my body. Okay, makes sense. So that's 背. Next one. 背 now 背 this character has another pronunciation. 背 now 背 means have on one's shoulder or bear, or basically means that you carry something on your back called 背. So when you use as a verb to mean carrying something on your back, you pronounce this character 背 背. 比方说背粮食背粮食背锅背头背头是什么呢？背头 is a type of hairstyle that you comb all your hairs backwards. Okay, it's called 背头it's also called 大背头And bear, that means like a bear, you bear a lot of debt. That means 背了一身债背了一身债. The next one, 诵诵 original meaning is recite and read aloud, similar to 咏. Okay, similar to 咏 very very similar. And also means state, extol. That means you sing praise towards somebody, declare, Now sometimes they also use as a negative sense, like satirize. Okay, satirize. Okay, so but this is rare. In ancient times, in old days, they sometimes use like that. But nowadays, basically, this is a positive one. It means singing praise. Okay, and also refer to poem. Okay, poem as song. Okay, so take a look at this character itself. So again, 言字旁, that's the talking face. We've seen that a lot. Every time you see a talking face, that means this thing is related to either talking or literature or verb, literature or language or saying. Okay, so anything that's written or verbal communication. So every time you see that part, that's talking face, is always related to that kind of thing. Okay, and then on the right hand side is the character 永. 永 is, it looks like a bell, like a Asian bell. Okay, Asian bell. So why you use that is because when you say 诵, that means you have to recite aloud. Okay, and even has a sense of singing kind of quality. Okay, so 朗诵, that means 诵, that means you have to use a lot of articulation. Okay, articulation. So to make your tone, make your voice going up and down in a very exaggerated fashion, so people get notice more. So that kind of fashion, okay, is called a 诵. And so that's why they use this as a bell, to represent its meaning, because the bell, when you knock on it, it always produces a very strong, big, and heavy sound. So that's what you're supposed to do when you do 诵, like 朗诵诵赞颂称颂传颂this is all singing praise. Okay, spreading praise, that kind of thing. Okay, next one. 下一个熟熟 means cooked or harvest, ripen. Okay, ripen, harvest, or familiarize, or have intimate knowledge of, and so basically it means well done. Okay, either in cooking or in knowledge. That means you just know everything. You're thoroughly done. Okay, so that's what it means. Okay, so let's take a look at this character. Now this one, you can see. So the character itself, the original meaning, it means to cook food. Okay, to cook food. And so when you look at the character, you can see that on the right hand side is standing a person. Okay, standing a person, and on the left hand side is a picture of a temple. Okay, and so it looks like this person is presenting his sacrifice to the temple altar. Okay, and so this is what this character looks like. Okay, now later in the character, they add a sheep down below. You see that? Here's the house, right? The temple, the house, and then they added that sheep right there. Okay, add a sheep down there. And then they also later on they add a what? Add a fire down there. See that? Add a fire. So later on that fire turned into these 4 dots. Those 4 dots is a fire. Okay. And so it means that this sacrifice is cooked food as sacrifice. Okay. Sacrifice, you have different forms, right? Sometimes they use raw, just freshly kill the animal, and sometimes they sacrifice cooked food, cooked meat. Okay, so obviously this is using the cooked meat as sacrifice. Right, making a picture of that thing to create a word to mean cooked. Okay, to mean cooked. So that's 熟. Now this character has a different pronunciation called 熟. Now 熟 is a colloquial way of saying this character. In terms of meaning, is the exact same meaning, but in colloquial way, you can say, 哎，肉熟了没有？肉熟了没有？ I say, you can also say 肉熟了没有? There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, so both pronunciation are valid. So next one, 似 means look alike, similar, or seem, look as if. So basically it's just looks alike or seems, that kind of meaning. So the original meaning is basically look alike, very similar. Okay, that's the original meaning. Now let's take a look at this character. So there's a person, okay, on the side, right? There's a person on the side, and then there's 乙, okay, 乙 on the other side. So 乙 means 认为 means that recognize as. Okay, that's the meaning. 以为就是我以为是这样，就是 that means I thought, I felt like, I intuitively feel like. So that's the meaning. 以为 okay, 以 and so this character using 以 to represent the meaning, and then put a person on the side, and so to represent like the person is look like another person. Okay, so that's how they build this character. So now this character, the basic meaning is look alike. Okay. Now this one has a second pronunciation called 是. Now when you say 是, it's in a particular phrase. You always followed by 的是的什么什么是的，他乐的什么是的。Or for example, like here is a sentence, right? 那后生就空地当中把一条棒使得风车是转就是说就是他把一个 he plays the long stick, the staff. Okay, so like in Chinese Kung Fu, these people are very good with the staff. They can turn the staff. Looks like a turning wheel, right? So that's what it means. Okay, so 什么什么是的you can say, you have to say 是的 not 似什么什么似的那就发音就不对了似曾相识那 you have to say 似是那你不说似曾相识okay, just okay, next one. 谱谱 means a table, a chart, or a book that records systematically records a system, okay, a well-rounded system like music, okay. So use there's all kinds of 谱, okay. So music called 乐谱, and then recipes called 食谱, okay, because the 食谱 recipe is you systematically compile all the recipes, right? And then also let's say 还有什么家谱，比方说家谱that means you are systematically recording your the family tree, the ancestry, the origin of your family ancestry, okay? And so those are called 家谱. And also has 传谱. For example, 传谱. 传 means what? 传 means boxing, means kung fu, okay? So 传谱 means that it's a book systematically record how this particular kung fu is trained. So that's called 传谱. And then also has like 棋谱. 棋 means ball game, right? Those like chess, okay, like the Chinese game of Go, okay. So if it's a book that systematically records all the moves and so those things called 棋谱, okay. So basically it's a systematically recorded some sort of a complete system. It's called a 谱, okay. Now another meaning of this is spectrum, like in physics, like 光谱, 光谱, that means the spectrum of light. I call it 光谱. Why use 谱? It also makes sense, right? It's also because this is systematically laid out, okay, in a very orderly fashion. Now, because of that very orderly fashion, so usually people use these words as in a sense of like have a considerable degree of assurance, fair amount of confidence. Okay, so that means like 这个人很靠谱我对这事儿有谱就是 so I have fair confidence in this matter. Okay, so now use it as a verb. That means 谱曲. That means you are composing the music. You are composing the music score. Okay, so you can use as a verb that way. Let's take a look at this character. It's also very straightforward. The talking face over here, and on the right hand side is the character pronounced as 谱. Now 谱 has the meaning of everywhere, common, 就是 have to be 就是 overall whole, reaches everywhere. So the 谱 has that kind of meaning. And so why they use this character to over here, it's also obvious, right? So if you're going to systematically record something, then you have to it has to be complete. It has to cover every corner of it, right? And so therefore 谱, okay, that's very fitting. Okay, so the talking face plus the character of 谱 put together, that means a systematically recorded thing. Okay, either a book, a music score, recipe, things like that. Okay, so this is the 谱. Now next one.
请练习今天新学的字。
Next one is 履. Now 履, the very original meaning is backbone. Okay, your basically your backbone, your 脊椎骨. So you can see the original character it's literally the two backbones together. See that? Two backbones. They literally, draw a picture of that. And the old one has, they have a connection in between, right? So that's the original meaning, means backbone. Okay, but it also another meaning is very important in Chinese culture is it's the music tones pitches, right? They divide into 12 pitches. So in Chinese, they divide this 12 pitches into two groups. Okay, and then say one is they call it yin, yin lü, they call yang lü. Okay, yin and yang. And so the 音律音律就是the 音律的部分6个是偶数的部分。Okay, so do re mi fa so the re, the fa. Okay, these are 音律音律的部分呢they call the 律六律the 阳部分 like do, mi, so. Okay, these they called 律阳律音律阳律so put together they call the 律律 or 律律 or 律律. So that means that's all 12 pitches. Okay, so originally they use pipes, either terracotta pipes or metal pipes or bamboo pipes or any kind of pipes, different length, and then they will make different pitches. So that's how they do this. So this is called the 六律 or 六律. Okay. Let's take a look at this sentence. So 吟咏背诵熟视谱履. Okay. So 吟咏背诵 that means you are reciting what you are learning. Okay. And then try to 背诵 that means try to recite from memory. Okay. And you just read aloud repeatedly until you remember. Okay. And then you recite them from memory. So that's 吟咏背诵熟视谱履 that means you are practice again and again and you are so familiar with the material. It's 熟 that means you are so familiar with and feels like a song, feel like a music. Okay, I feel like you are singing a music. That's easy. Okay, so that's the sentence what it means 熟视谱履. Okay, all right. So next I'm gonna go take you through the whole learning process because I find that many students are not completing every day's learning procedures. Okay, they stop in the middle of their practice, either just practice done practice with the new character and then not finishing the reviewing the old characters. Okay, so in the system I found many unfinished sessions, so that's not good. So the system to be effective, you're supposed to finish every day's learning process, okay, to the end, and then that's the very most effective way of learning. Okay, so let's start. So now this one, it says 继续完成计划复习的汉字. That means continue to complete planned review. Okay, so basically that means that the last session the students did not finish all the planned characters. Okay, the already learned ones. So let's go through that. Now I made a system so that the reviewed number of characters only 16. So this means I'm gonna finish it very quickly. But for you guys, the system is limited to a minimum of 100 characters. So every day you have to review 100 characters that you learned past. So you have to go through that. Okay. Now when you do that every day, it becomes easier and easier. Okay, so this is how you can remember, master all those characters. Okay, otherwise you're gonna forget most of them you learned. Okay, so that's not good. All right, so let's begin. So B, first one B. Next one, 这个 B, that's a different B. This is fraud. Okay.
则
躲
躲
惹
毁
敷免
抢
斩
射路
昵称 okay. O, that means beat up. 枪这里枪 means 伺候
四
这个字四
痞
弊 it's fraud. Okay, so now that's just I'm finished the leftover reviewing session of previous days. Okay, so that's not just for today. Okay, so I just finished that. Now today, so we're gonna start a brand new 汉字学习 session. Okay, and then we're gonna complete the whole thing. All right, so now I set up to learn 8 characters a day. So 第一个愁 oops. So now I have in this system, this account, I have many characters that I have learned before but never practiced. Okay, and so that's why when I open it up, it says all the bars completely red. So that means all these characters I learned before but never practiced. So I can go through them. 眉续轮腿狗喘诗 okay, so there's 8 characters, 8 of them, never practiced before, so I have to practice them to master them. Okay, so let's go through that. So 轮眉愁续狗
腿
Now, of course, I know everything, so I can't go through it very quickly. But for you guys, you might get it wrong or get it slow. So your process is gonna have like a red, orange, yellow. The bar is gonna be colorful at the very beginning, but as you go through repeatedly, then eventually you will start to know which is which and master them. That's where you find yourself getting this progress bar all green. So that's the process you need to go through every single day. Okay, don't just stop in the middle and give up. Right? So 诗 now this one, you see, this one I read, I did too slow. So 样直背
P.
Now, if there's a multi-pronunciation characters, and then you have to master all the forms, okay, until the system says this character is mastered. Okay, turn it green. All right. So P. 诗 Oh, I got it all green. So now I'm gonna finish reviewing all the characters that I learned before, not today, just before. Okay, and so 8 of them. Okay, so for you this 16. I set up at 16, but for you guys it's 100 at least. So 侥幸乌酗酒烂
右
右
团
诗
忙
忙
以
以柔沙坝
颤
颤木
雕
雕角aha so I just complete the reviewing session. And you can see that gives you the animation usage. Okay, so now you can see that the system automatically recommend some reading material study. Okay, so here it automatically presents here common idiom. Okay, so you can set up ready to learn the following skills. All the characters, including them, are here says there are 4,242 idioms. In those, all the characters I have already mastered, so I'm ready to learn. Okay, so it's important to learn those. Now, in Chinese language, idioms is very important. Okay, because idioms is a I think the Chinese idioms is they use idiom as words, okay, but I think in concept and in function they are actually different from idioms in English. Okay, the Chinese idioms, a lot of times there's a specific story behind it. Okay, usually it's a event in history or something, and so usually it's 4 characters. And so when you read these characters, only 4 characters, but behind them, that's a whole story, the whole event, and it carries the meaning of that story or the event. So it is a very concentrated, packed, full of information, that kind of language nugget. Okay, so very information intense. That's very different from the many of the English idioms. They don't have that kind of quality. So this is another aspect of why Chinese language is a very efficient language, is because they have this kind of construct. It's kind of highly concentrated language nuggets. So let's quickly go through them. So 因地制宜, okay, 因地制宜. So that means here's the translation. Now, if you forgot any one of the characters what they mean, you can simply click them and it will give you explanation. Okay, and then here's the explanation. Those are all clickable. So 因随顺随顺这个音 the first 音 that means you are following. Okay, following. And 制制 means establish. 宜 宜 means 适当. Like this one, this is a word. So if you know 适 know 当 但是 you don't know what 适当 means, that means you can correctly you can know that 适当. Okay, here it says 契合相合适当. Okay, so this is proper. So basically means proper. Okay, so you click that, you can learn the pronunciation. Okay, so 制 means establish. 这个宜 means proper. So 因地 means means the current place. Means means where it is. Okay, so 因地制宜 that means you have to follow the custom or follow the conditions of that place in order to establish something proper. Okay, so that's the meaning of this idiom. Okay, and here it says where did it come from. It's actually from a very ancient text. It says over here. Okay, this is the first time this 4-character idiom appeared. Okay, next one. 丰富多彩 Okay, so 丰富多彩 that means 丰富 that means abundance. Okay, plentiful. 多 means more is allowed, abundance. 彩 means 颜色 colorful, right? 丰富多彩 that means it has abundant in quantity and also plenty in variation. Okay, plenty in variety. So that's what it means. Okay, and so that means 丰富多彩丰富多彩 Next one. 息息相关息 now this 息 means 呼吸时进出的气so 息 that means breathe. Okay, sigh, pant, breathe. Okay, so 息 means your intake and output. Okay, intake and output, intake and outlet. So both ways. Okay, it's called 息. And why is say 息息相关? That means first 息 is the intake, the second 息 is the outlet. Okay, so goes in and goes out. So 息息相关 that means that the two things, the two matters has a very close relationship, just as your breathing, the intake and outlet are related to each other. You know, that kind of intimate relationship. Okay, so referring to a very close tie, or intimate relationship. Okay, 就息息相关So this and also it listed the first appearance of this idiom. Okay, 息息相关 Next one. 名不虚传名不虚传名不虚传名 that means reputation. Okay, means fame. 不虚传不 is negating, right? Not. 虚means what? You can see 虚 means is here means emptiness, void, lose. Okay, exhausted, vain. So basically 虚 means that it feels not real. Okay, not real. Not in substance. Okay, and they're called 虚. Now 传 means disperse or spreading. Okay, 虚传 that means that the news or the fame is spreading everywhere, but the it's not real. So the fame, the reputation is not solid. It's not real. Okay, and that's 虚传. Now here it says 不虚传. That means the reputation and the fame is solid. Okay, and people sing praise, and that person or that thing is actually really good. Okay, this is called 名不虚传 So that's all 4 of them idioms that the system is presented for me to learn. Okay, now after you learn all this, and then we're gonna go through the practice. Now the practice is meant to
填一个空格
meant to
名不虚传
using this as a method to remember them. Okay, so first round is filling in one blank, and I have to you have to install the Chinese input on a keyboard on your iPad, install that input, and then you can do this. Okay, so 名 you type out the pinyin, and then you're gonna recognize the character and then put in there.
名不
So
虚
once you put
传，
there, the system will automatically goes to the next one. And so 传, right? So I have to recognize and pick. That's the
名
second
不
one.
虚传，
Okay, 虚. So I have to write. This is what? That's the number 8. Okay.
名不虚传，
Now that's simple. 不 because 不 is a very common use character. So I would pop up at the first one.
名不虚传，
Okay. So this one I was too slow. So this time I'm gonna be quick. Okay.
填2个
Right.
空
So
格。
now
名不
I
虚
got
传，
through the first one, filling up one blank, okay, fast enough, and then it advanced to for me to fill up 2 blanks, okay. So 名不虚, let's say 虚, that's 7. 传, first one.
名不虚传，
名, the second one. 不,
名不虚传，
okay, 虚传.
填3个空格。
Okay, so I got through
名不
the
虚传，
filling 2 blanks. Okay, now I'm at 3 blanks. So at this point, you should kind of feel fairly comfortable to know and to pick, and so you can go through this rather quickly. Okay, 名不虚传，
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 名不虚传。
填3个
So
空
this
格。
is the system will
丰富多
allow you
彩。
to give several rounds to make sure that you can fill in all 4 of those characters in the amount that it requires. Okay, so fast enough. So that means that you remembered. Okay, so this next one is 丰富多彩. So say that's the second one or third one. 丰富多彩. Okay.
丰富多彩，
Now, 丰富多和彩, those are all very common characters. So when you type out the pinyin, they pop up as the first. Okay. So 丰富多彩，
丰富多彩，
丰富多彩。
填3个空格。
Okay. So
息
now
息相关，
息息相关, that's another one. Okay. 息, so I have to 息息相关.
息息相关，
Oh, wrong. Go back. 息息相关.
填3个空格。
So
因
因
地
地制宜. 因地制宜. So this one, that's the number 9.
因地制宜，
因地制宜. That's the third one.
好棒！你掌握了
Okay.
今天新学的成语，
So
请练
that
习所有
finishes
学过的成语。
Learning the newly learned, practice and master the newly learned idioms. Okay, so the next section, just like learning the Hanzi, is reviewing all the idioms that I learned before. Okay, and so this one, the system is set up that I'm gonna go through 10 idioms that I learned before. So now, because this is review, it's not gonna force you through many rounds of those things, okay? Unless you make mistakes or answer it wrong, then it will repeat it, ask you until you got it right. But otherwise, it will just simply present once, and then if you got it right, it will just move on. Okay? See? Move on to the next one. And this one, you can read the top, okay? Read the explanation and try to figure out its meaning. That means that you are not did not talk in advance, but somehow you made a synchronized action. Okay, it's called 不 不约而同. Okay, so let's go. Let's say we have to go. Oh, wait a minute. No, that's not what I mean. Called 不约而同. Okay, now if you can't remember, you need a verbal a verbal hint, and you can click
源源不断，
speak on the top, okay, and then it will read it for you, okay, so that way kind of remind you, okay, so 源源不断. Now this time I'm too slow, right? So it's yellow, so it does not advance forward. It will ask me to do it again. 源源不断. Okay, so this time is fast enough, so it move forward. Okay, 长. Oops, this is the wrong one. 长治久安. So that's this one. 深入人心 应该是 this one. 深入人心. 独一无二. So that means unique and have no duplication. 全力以赴, that means going all out. 实事求是. Okay, 下落不明, 供不应求. Okay, so now, so you finish learning idioms. Okay, you learn new ones and you review the old ones. Okay, so next one, start to recommend you to learn a poem. Okay, a poem. And so they also tell you that there are 13 poems that all the characters in them you already learned. How great is that? Poem. Now, so this one, and these characters you can also click. Okay, you click them. Okay, and all these explanations you can click them. Okay, so now let's go through them. 玉关道路远. 玉关道路远. Let's go enlarge a little bit. Okay, so 玉关道路远. So 玉关means 玉门关. 这个玉门关. 玉门关 is a fortress. Okay, it's in ancient times it's a fortress in the northwest part of the country, the China. Okay, and so it's a fortress. So basically that's the military stationed over there. Okay, and so 玉关道路远. 道路 means road. Okay, 远 means far away. So this means the 玉关, 对吧? 玉关 the 玉门关 fortress is far away. Okay, so that's what means 玉关道路远. 金陵信史书. 金陵信史书. Now, 金陵 is a name for Nanjing, for the city in nowadays. It's called Nanjing. In ancient times they called it Jingling. So it's a city actually close to Shanghai. Okay, and so I said like Yumenguan is far away in the northwest of the China border. So that's like thousands of miles away. Okay, so 金陵信史书, that means 信史, that means the postman. Okay, they deliver letters. 信史书, 书 means sparse, so they don't come often. They every once in a while they came. So because the distance is so far away, in ancient times, even letters are difficult to deliver, right? So you have to wait for a long time to get a letter from your home. So this is to talk about it's the probably the person, military personnel in 玉关. Okay, he's thinking like the hometown is so far away. 金陵信史书 that is, the letters from my home is so sparse. Okay, so that's what it means. 金陵信史书啊，读下千行泪啊，读下千行泪。读 means alone, lonely. Okay, 名下 means like 千行 means like many, like thousands of teardrops. Okay, 读下千行泪 that means I'm lonely, I'm crying, my tears dropping. So so many drops like 千行. Of course, it's an exaggeration. 读下千行泪。开军万里书开 means open. This person is opening. 军 means probably his friend, far away from his hometown. 开军万里书 万里 means 10,000 miles, means 万里. Okay, 万里书 means letter. So this means this letter is coming from thousands miles away. Now I'm opening this letter, reading this letter, and I'm so emotional, and I'm just crying and teardrops everywhere, and feeling alone, lonely. Okay. And reading these letters alone. So that's it's describing that scenario, that situation, that event. Okay, so the Chinese poems has a particular, I think, in a way, is that every poem feels like a small movie thing. Okay. So it's usually it's very picturesque. It feels like a motion movie. It tells the story. It also kind of draw the picture in your head, in your mind. So kind of you can feel the thing vividly, and therefore it's very touching and very moving. Okay, so that's the characteristic of Chinese poems. So they are very precise, very short, very intense. Not many characters, but packed with information and emotions. Okay, so this is that's the poem. Okay, so after you learn those poems, and then you can practice. Okay, the way you practice is the same way. Okay, let's go.
填3个空格。
So now we'll
金
come
陵
back.
信史书。
So it's the same way that by practice fill in the blank, and then you will remember this poem. Okay, 金陵信史书，史 and 5.
读下千行泪，
读下千行泪。
开军万里书，
开军万里书。
玉关道路远，
玉关道路远。So this one, that's 5. 道路远 is 4.
读下千行泪，
读下千行
金陵信史书，读下千行泪，
读下
开军万里书，
开军万里书。
玉关道路远，
玉关道路远。
读下千行泪，
读下千应该是千行泪。
开军万里书，
开军万里书。
玉关道路远，
道路远。
金陵信史书，
金陵。This one.
开军万里书，
开军万里书。
玉关道路远，
玉关。
金陵信史书，
金陵信史书。Did not hear. Second one. is this guy.
开军万里书，金陵信史书，读下千行类。开军万里书，金陵信史书，读下千行类。玉关道路远，
So by
金陵信
repeating,
史书，
practice this one. So eventually you will
开军万里书，
got all the character
玉
right.
关道路远，金陵信史书，
So that means you
开
see
军万
that
里书，
you see that
填5
all
个
the
空格。
underline become green. That means you get the pass. Okay. So now once you fill in the blank for 3 blanks, the next one is filling 5 blanks. Okay. 玉关道路远. So now this time it does not read aloud for you. So supposedly after the first round, you should remember. Okay. So now, of course, if you don't remember, then you can click the speaker to let it read aloud. Okay, for you. 玉关道路远，金陵信史书。手读下千行泪，开军万里书。玉关道路远，金陵信史书。读下千行泪，开军万里书。So now, in order to do it effectively, so you yourself you should read aloud when you do this. Okay, so this way it's you will learn more quickly. 千行泪，开军万里书。So this one. 道路远，读下千行泪，开军万里书。
填7个空格。
Now, I'm filling 7 blanks now. 玉关道路远，金陵信史书。读下千行泪，开军万里书。玉关道路远，金陵信史书。开军万里书。哎呀 ，got one wrong. 玉关道路远，金陵信史书。Now this 书 is this third one. 读下千行泪。See, I got it. And then ask you to review. Okay.
填7个空格。
And so this is the one that I learned before. So 白日依山尽，黄河入海流。欲穷千里目，更上一层楼。白日依山，黄河入that's 河 is wrong. 黄河入海流，欲穷千里目，更上一that's wrong. 更上一层楼。白日依山尽，黄河入海流。欲穷千里目，更上一层楼。Okay, you see that the reviewing part, it does not, as you go over and over again. And so basically, you make sure it goes. You can fill in every single character in time, and then you should move on. Okay? Now this is finished study section. in Chinese listening. So it's a very nice thing to learn. Now, so in the system I set up to learn 2 of them. Okay, so the first one is 人心不同各如其面，人心不同各如其面。And so this means that everyone's heart, everyone's thinking are different. Okay, 人心不同各如其面。Just like every person's face is different, looks different. Okay, and so this means that everybody has their own ideas, emotions, and psychological characteristics. Okay, so everyone is unique and special. So that's what this means. But also, like people's face, they also has commonalities. Okay, because they are all people. So this one, describe the reality that you want to remember that among people, there are unique and special characteristics, but also has commonalities. Okay, and both of them are realities, and so you have to remember that, and so to deal with people effectively. Okay, so this is 人心不同各如其面。Next one. 以50步笑100步以50步笑100步。So this is describe a situation in ancient battles on battlefields. So you are failing and you are fleeing, okay, for your life, and then someone that they run for 100 steps, and someone ran for 50 steps, but the 50 steps running the 50 steps is laughing at the people who ran 100 steps. That kind of very silly kind of attitude, right? So it doesn't matter, like you're fleeing, you're not brave, right? So just because you ran less steps and you get you the right and to laugh at other people, so that's kind of silly, right? So they use this one to to describe many similar situations. Okay, so 以50步笑100步. So after you learn the same thing, you click this to
填3个空格
fill in the blank
人心
practice
不
to
同
remember them. Okay, 人心不同
各如其面
Okay, so that's 6.
人心不同
人心不同
各如其面
各如其面
人心不同
人心
各如其面
各如其面
填5个空格
那填5个空格 OK， 人心不同各如其面人心不同各如其面
填7个空格
人心不同各如其面
填3个空
Okay,
格
so the next one,
以
second one.
50步笑100步
笑100步
以50步笑100步
以50步笑100步 So that's the 8以50步笑100步
以50步笑100步
wrong one 以50步
填5个空格
以50步笑100步以50步wrong one 以50步笑100步。
填7个空格。
乱问。以50步乱问。以50步笑100步。Okay, so 人心不同，各如其面。So I got it. Learning the new ones, okay? And then to
填7个空格。
old ones that I learned. So I have to read the explanation. 有因而认为是是的，就有因而认为是非的So 因是因非So 因是6不对。第7因是因非因是。
填7个空格。
寒来暑往。寒来暑第4个往秋收that's wrong 秋收冬藏。Yay! So I got it. We're doing all the classics. Okay? So now at this point, that means I got everything done.